Hi everyone, welcome back to the Queen Lady Position. My name is Zaria, and if you're new here, hello, hi, welcome. If you're returning, oh my gosh, welcome. Welcome back. So, today I want to talk about the evolution of self love and self care, meaning when Gen Z and millennials got a hold of this term, we all just thought it was a case of just buying things like, oh, okay, well, I have worked so hard this week. I need to get myself a spa day. Or I have worked so hard this week. I deserve to get myself some reward ice cream. Or I've worked so hard this week. Let me go to the perfume store and buy myself a Mason Francis Courtejan Baccarat Baccarat by 40. Okay, well, I did something similar many years ago, but it wasn't that one. It was the Amaris by the same brand. So I know, I get it. But I'm glad that we've all started to have, I think, some kind of collective awakening to the sense that self care is not just buying yourself things, but it's also going inside and doing the inner work, watering your garden, essentially. And how this video came to me specifically, talking a little bit about self care, is that I'm going to be as vague as possible. Connect the dots if you want to, but I'm going to be as vague as possible. I started seeing flashbacks of a place that I visited previously, and I didn't realize that this place actually held memory. That side tells me that we're not finished with this. We're not finished with the self care, baby. We got more to heal from that. But basically what it showed me is the lack that I had as a child, and this is a conversation that I was talking to God about the day before, and I could fully grasp what he was saying the day before because he was trying to get me to think about what exactly I liked when I was 4 years old, and that was so difficult. Who it was that I was just being at 4 years old, and that's like so difficult for me, but I can remember a memory at 2, right? And it kind of reshaped and reawakened myself to back to the concept and the ideology of self-care and self-love. This was something that I was very gung-ho about from the ages of 14, but specifically going up to 19. 19 was that transformational breakaway year for me, where I kind of got into femininity, but I think I kind of shut down the quote unquote, let's say, unconventional side to me. And so that led me to buy myself a gift, or multiple gifts actually, this week. And the way how I feel like I'm so in love because of the amount of self care that I've been putting down is absolutely absurd. And so I want to talk about it, a bit of that evolution of self care, mainly as a commentary, as an observation, not merely a study at all. I speak from my heart. So, yes, there was a period of time where, buy that girl, buy that bag, sis. Go get your bag, sis. There's a lot of cis empowerment, but there was not a lot of internal work that was being done. And I think the pivotal point of self care equaling self love is when you set aside, okay, going to the gym, absolutely pivotal, or doing some vigorous exercising, especially if you're taking on multiple projects more than once, absolutely pivotal. Excuse me. But I think the most important thing is for you to actually get a journal and document how is it that you're feeling throughout the day. What is it that you're needing? What is it that you're feeling? The pains that you're experiencing in your body, as I mentioned this before, a lot of us, it's because we're enduring chronic stress. And so I think self care actually rips at that stress at its core, and allows us to function as human beings should be functioning. Okay? So, how exactly can you partake in this self care? I think the first thing that you should do is write about your day. Um, get in the habit of getting comfortable with you expressing your emotions. If this is not something that you generally do, it's time to start doing it. Start journaling how your day went. Make videos about how your day went if you don't actually want to write. Make voice notes about how your day went. And then we can slowly but surely tackle the deeper topics. Why did I behave this way when this person said this? You know, what is the intention of that person saying this, that, and that? And if you're not sure, ask for clarity. This is how we build our bank of self care. The next thing is that you actually want to begin to look at the history of what you've seen in your life, history of relationships that you've seen in your life, history of relationships that you've had in your life, whether it's platonic or romantic. These are the things, or plateo, I think it's called plateo, right? Which is the family love. I hope I said that right. The family love. You want to definitely look inward and see how has that shaped your view today. Are you getting the results that you wanted to get? And if you're not getting the results that you want to get from this life, from your relationships, from just anything really, I always do that. Repetition is really my thing. But yeah, if you're not getting the results that you want, it's time to go inward. It's time to go deeper. What exactly do you actually need? Let's start there. Do you know what it is that you actually need? And as I said, the more you uncover these things, I hope you got your pen and paper and wrote down these things. The more that you actually begin to write down these things, is the better and the easier life becomes. But self-care slash self-love is not the easiest. It is not the easiest. Uncovering these hard emotions, very difficult. So I would suggest sometimes it will bring up chronic pain. Sometimes you just begin shaking and crying for no apparent reason, it seems. But understand that this is your body releasing expectation of what was, releasing the stresses that you've been bringing on throughout the day. And just allow yourself to feel every single thing that is coming out. Then after that, I want you to begin to rework that mindset of yours. Like for me, as I said before, I took self-care very seriously. At 18, 19, I would take myself on dates because I love myself. Or I was trying to trick myself into actually loving myself, but now we're doing the work. I think I was trying to trick myself into loving myself, so I would spoil myself and fail love. But I didn't actually, the inner work that was required, the Holy Spirit was the missing piece for me. And so I think I was doing clinical therapy at the time, but what I really needed was the Holy Spirit to be able to uncover these blocks. But yeah, self-care. I was very, very gung-ho about this. From a very young age, I would buy myself little trinkets and write myself little messages, and I'll smile every single time I see it. But while this fixes a void, it doesn't heal the void. You actually have to go deeper into what caused that void, work out what are the belief systems that you built from that void, and then put in action steps to change that. And after you've dealt with the heart issue, then you can go ahead and buy yourself something nice. Well, guys, that is it of me talking about the evolution of self-care and self-love. I'm gonna always charge you to do that inner work. It's so necessary, it's so important, because you will experience roadblocks if you don't. If you have complex trauma and you are embarking on your purpose, expect roadblocks. You're wondering why it's so hard. You're not a lazy person. It's just that there's system and beliefs and habits that you've developed over the last few years. And if we can just get to the root of that and change that mindset, then one, I would have done my job, and two, you'll be heading into the direction that you're supposed to be heading. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. I post 3 times a week. I'm gonna do my best. Most times I just have to be inspired, okay? But I post 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or Wednesday and Thursdays interchangeably. So if I don't post on Wednesday, I should be posting on Thursday. As I said, I have to be inspired. Okay. So I will do my best. But thank you so much for listening, and I will see you later. Ta ta.